websites. The one website had a lot of correspondence, a lot of the past on it. I have a zip drive of the history on both websites now, and we're prepared to go ahead and build a new website. I finally got that done. All right, public comments at the February 28th meeting. I'd like to apologize to the taxpayers for participating in the conversation last month. It sounded an awful lot like the meetings that were happening before I got here. The idea of having people sign in came from two other boards in the local area who are now doing it. I thought it was a pretty good idea. But you know, I didn't check with our attorney. And by the open meeting laws, recent court cases, not written law, recent court cases, that is still a litigated area. We're a small municipality. I realize in the past, when there was a dispute of that nature, everybody ran to their corner, got their lawyer, lawyered up, and tried to have their way. Well, I'm not put together that way. The attorney, our town attorney, was contacted prior to my getting there by a local citizen. And the town attorney was all ready to tell me how I could do what I wanted to do and get it done legally. And I told the town attorney I was not prepared to have him render a decision for me on that item. I don't want one. I don't want to be in an area where there's a lot of litigation. This little township doesn't need it. That is an issue that can sit and wait, and there are other issues that are more important. So that's what's going to happen with that one. Now, the other public comment at last month's meeting was something about our town clerk being a liar. I don't care for that kind of language. Furthermore, I did investigate a little bit and found that the envelope was improperly addressed. The town clerk never saw a thing of it. There's no need for that kind of conversation at this board meeting. It turns it into a circus. It's not going to happen under my watch. It's going to be different. Okay. New business. We have a renewal request from Charter Communications. I put it in your board packet. Is there any discussion by the board on this item? Anything you would like to see or you think we should do with this?
I think we should have this posted and have the public comment on it. They're the payers of this, not us, so I think they should get to decide if they should at least recommend what we should do with it.
Anybody else? Okay, I'm not saying that's a bad idea. It's probably a good idea. I've done some preliminary research here. I don't like the duration of their contract, and there are some items in there that aren't in the old contract. So I took the liberty of contacting our attorney, and there's some things that we definitely should look at there. There is no room for additional income for the town, and as for keeping these guys in line price-wise, I think the marketplace is doing a pretty good job of that now. The only thing I would like to see from them is an expansion in service, and I know if we go there, they're going to say, well, we need that length in the contract. And the other thing that I saw was, where's the checks from the last one? Here, all of a sudden, the town's getting checks in here. They ponied up and paid on the old one. They didn't pay on a timely basis. They didn't pay when they were supposed to, but when it came time for renewal, they realized they're gonna have to pony up. So, I would like to first send this contract to our attorney and, let them, review it and then bring it back to the board again. And at that time, maybe, Chris, that's not a bad idea.
They're paying the bills.
I don't know whether we can exact much of a difference there. I don't know. Okay, is there a motion necessary to send this to the attorney, or,
I make the motion, we send it to the attorney.
okay, is there a second? Okay. Any more discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Okay. Okay, my next resolution. Whereas the public has the right to attend regular town board meetings and listen to board deliberations, the public does not have the right to speak except as provided by rules created and adopted by the town board. Be it hereby resolved to amend local meeting procedures to delete the public comment portion from all future board meetings until the board promulgates new rules for public comment. Do I have a second?
First of all, do you know how long we're looking at as far as,
We'll discuss that. Yeah. I need a second to the resolution, and then there can be all kinds of discussion.
I'll make the second for discussion.
Okay?
There's a tradition of town meetings in the United States is always involving public comment. I
Yes.
think that would be good for us to stick with.
Basically, I agree with you. Public discussion is good. This has turned into a regular circus. There are 2 or 3 people that are doing their public speaking all the time, and frankly, it doesn't matter whether I'm here, the prior supervisor, or the one prior to that, or the one prior to that. It's always the same. It doesn't matter what you do, it's wrong. Now, again, there are over 900 townships in New York State. Plus, there are a lot of counties. I have talked to some of these people that run some of these meetings, and they have various rules for public discussion. And some of them have done away with it completely. I prefer to do away with it completely, and once I have the banking in place, and we have started on the renovations around here, get something positive done, I will bring the public speaking back with rules. We will require an outline of what the speaker would like to speak about, and there will be a 30-day wait. Fulton County is using that right now. If that's not appropriate, then as far as I'm concerned, the way it is right now, it's just disrupted everything that the town is doing.
Bill, it doesn't really disrupt everything the town's doing. It's a way of getting public voices, whether we agree with them or not, or some of us agree with them and some of us don't. To manifest, and yes, there are people that do speak more than others. Some people want to speak twice in a session, and, you know, you could maybe cap the number of repetitions a person gets it to or something like that, but I think it's really a bad idea from the idea of legitimating the town government to go there, to even suggest going there is a problem for us, because then we look like we want to manipulate public opinion.
I don't think so. The 2 or 3 people here that, as far as I'm concerned, are disrupting the meeting are not representative of what the people in the town of Palatine want. I don't know how many people have talked to me about what's in the paper and what's going on at the town of Palatine, and they think it's appalling. It's terrible.
Well,
And I'm gonna change it.
I think that's just an opinion.
A opinion? That's several opinions.
Yeah, maybe 4 or 5, and there are probably 4 or 5 people that could be grudged up to argue the opposite.
Mhm. Yep.
241 years ago, a colonel died on his birthday defending a tyrant in this town. And 241 years later, we're fighting a tyrant again. There is absolutely no reason to bar the public from speaking at all. I have,
Why is it in the law then?
it is part of the 4 freedoms that are the establishment of this country. It is a great debate that we have, whether or not someone can be thick-skinned enough to accept criticism from another. Trust me, I've caught enough slings and arrows in this town hall in the past couple of years to have a great collection. But I'm telling you right now that I would not stop any of my neighbors from saying what they need to say, whether I agree with them or not. I've had even some of the most hellacious things. People have said, I won't last 2 years in my farm, that I need to turn my chair away from a member who I'm a puppet to vote for. You know what? It's fine. It's the citizens' right to say whatever they would like to say, and we should give the public that right. And I would think, as a matter of fact, Sean Cotton spoke many times at the town meetings when he was not a member of this board. And I think part of his speaking at these town meetings is what got him elected. Sean, you can't be thinking of cutting off the right of the people to say what they want
No,
to say.
I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not.
So I don't even know why we're having this conversation. And to point that, to take 2 or 3 people and say they're troublemakers and say that they're not contributing, it's their way of contributing, whether you agree with them or not. I welcome anybody that wants to stand up and speak, no matter what they want to say, whether it's pro or con of my viewpoint here.
Be it hereby resolved to amend local meeting procedures to delete public comment portion from all future board meetings until the board promulgates new rules for public comment.
There's no reason to promulgate a different rule. We have a rule in place. It's a 5-minute rule. It's fine.
Well, I don't agree with you.
Well, okay, I guess the votes will tell. And if we stop public comment, I urge everybody here to send me a letter, and I will read those letters aloud at the meeting and make it part of the proceedings as public record.
As an appointed town official, may I make a statement?
Sure you can. Yeah. Go do it.
I know who he's talking about, Colonel John Brown, but this thing goes farther back than that. In August of 1774, when the unrest was brewing in our friends over in Massachusetts, there was a meeting in Stone Arabia, and several people signed their name to it. And within 2 or 3 years after that, they had backbone enough to sign their name to that minutes of the committee, the first meeting of the Committee of Safety. And within a very short period of time, at least one of those that signed that was dead. His name was Isaac Parris, who was killed at a reckoning. So names do count.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor. We have a second. Is there any more discussion?
What resolution is this?
Hmm?
What resolution? Number
What's the
51.
number?
51.
Okay. I will reiterate that until the board promulgates new rules for public comment. Okay, all those in favor say aye. Aye?
I ain't gonna know. I'm going no.
Okay. All those that say no?
I
Okay. You're no, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
meaning no when it was asked.
Yes.
The question is no. I want to be no.
okay. I got outvoted. Okay, resolution number 52. Whereas an oath of office is a statutory requirement that all appointed officials on the ethics board have failed to complete within 30 days of appointment or office commencement. Be it hereby resolved that all prior appointments to the Ethics Board be declared null and void. The positions are open. I make that motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion?
Yes, I'd like to bring up Town Law Manual, Section 7.9. I have a copy here on page 157. Although that elected officials must have their oath of office done within 30 days, both for or against, what is considered an employee, which I believe the board would fall under,
What kind of salary they get?
it doesn't matter if it's paid or not, and there's precedent here. Ryan v. Village of Nesconset says that a clerk's malfeasance in giving the oath of office is no delay to actually them serving. So you're wrong on the point that it's a statutory requirement, that it is wasn't given, that they refused the oath of office. It was that there was an error in the undertaking of the oath of office, which is not the committee's fault. The proper way, if you want to do this, the proper way, if you'd like to void their tenure at the ethics board, would be just to vote them out. They serve at the pleasure of the board. I believe this is a method of, shall we say, not a straightforward way of removing them from the board. And I have precedent back it up. I have the,
Well, Chris, I can photocopy laws too. What we should probably do here is delay this another month rather than get something done. And let's have the attorney render us a decision.
I think it'd be great, we can actually do it for free and have the Association of Towns Attorney render the decision, because this is who sent me the photocopy.
That's okay.
Okay?
That's okay, Chris.
Okay.
All right. So we have a motion on the floor. We have a second. Do we have any more discussion? Okay, all those in, wait a minute, let's move to table
Second.
and give it to Dunn's. Okay, I
Second.
move to table, he seconds. Any more discussion?
Linda, what numbers?
52?
We're tabling 52, thank you.
Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. It'll go to the town attorney.
John, I didn't get to vote on,
Yes.
Money.
yeah.
Okay, there's a letter here from Dunn's regarding the investment policy. We won't be reviewing any resumes today. We'll do that next month. Okay, we need, well, any question on Dunn's letter?
There were a lot of recommendations. Are we going to, there was a discussion of having some issue with a financial advisor, I believe, I think is in her,
That's-
or there's.
Beckett will be here with the,
So he's
So-
acting as our financial advisor and our accountant, or,
he is doing an audit. We charged him, there was a letter giving him authority to audit 2017. To be sure that everything that went on in the boardroom agrees with what went on with the books. And he will be giving me a cash flow analysis for the town, so that we know at what point in the future, what monies should be made available. Any more questions on Dunn's letter?
And we'll be hearing from him next month, you said?
That's what he has told me. Okay, we have to have a motion to pay the bills.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay.
And the
Justice report.
What report?
Justice.
Justice
Oh.
report.
I make a motion on the justice report.
Second?
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Okay, motion to pay the bills. We're all set.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Motion to adjourn.
I make a motion to adjourn.
You know, Bill, that meeting in 1774 was only a few hundred yards from your house. And it wasn't just Isaac's parents that was killed, his son was also.
That's right, it was on the opposite corner of River Road, wasn't it?
No, it was not up there with the sign.
That's where I.
He knows the real location.
Okay.
Well, you could try to do the real location too.
Now, wasn't an Eisenlord killed there too?
Yes, Major John Eisenhower, but I can't remember whether he signed.
No, he didn't sign the.
I don't think so.
No, but he died.
Oh, yeah, and along with a lot of other people.
That's right.
Did you read Bloody Mohawk?
Where's
Read
the-
that now.
Who
Yeah.
has the?
But I've also read the minutes for the Tryon County Committee the same.
Report.